Hello everyone and welcome to this video, which is in our When the Engines Were Young series, a new series inspired by TCEC chatter DragonMist, who mentioned a fantastic game in which Stockfish had played Rook A2 and the whole chat was amazed. And the funny thing is that people said, oh yeah, Rook A2, but nobody could remember which game that was. But DragonMist knew it pretty well. It was a Nimzo structure against Houdini, and thanks to that we found it. And indeed, it's a great game. Well, you can certainly see how the engines have improved since then, certainly in defensive technique, but yeah, it's still a great game. So this is Stockfish from 2014 against Houdini 4. Let's have a look how it went. So d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, a3, the sameish variation. One of my favourite variations against the Nimzo Indian, but I've never really managed to get it to work. I mean, I love the idea of getting the bishop pair, putting the pawns in the centre, and then trying to get some sort of kingside attack. But, well, actually, in my new book, The Silicon Road to Chess Improvement, I show some adventures I had trying to make it work against Stockfish, and it was pretty sad, actually, I have to say. In the end, I didn't even play the opening at all. So, but this line is pretty nice for white, because after castles f3, black plays d5, and this is not a great idea. C takes d5, e takes d5, e3. And yeah, I love these positions for white. I mean, white's got the two bishops, the possibility of playing e4 or even g4, yeah, black's centre is a little bit static. I mean, black's got space, black's got a few squares to aim at, but I'm aiming for the king, so you know that always makes me much happier. So bishop f5 played from black, which is not a bad move, stopping white from playing the bishop to d3. So knight e2, knight c6, and now this is the moment, the DragonMist moment. It's yeah, a great idea from Stockfish. Stockfish played the move Rook a2. I mean, this move actually has a number of subtle points. Actually, you know, one typical idea is to play g4 here as white, you know, just to gain space in on the king side, you know, and yeah, after all, the centre is fixed, so playing on the wings is pretty good. But you do have to watch out for ideas like here. You know, this is I'm not quite sure whether this works exactly in this position, but it's always an idea. And I mean, a move like Rook a2, you know, actually provides some defence along the second rank, so you know that's also very good. But of course, you know, the other idea with the rook is that, well, it can go to a number of great squares. I mean, we'll see how far it goes across the second rank in this game. But, you know, one typical idea is just to come to the e2 square in order to support e4, or to the f2 square, so that after e4, d takes, f takes, you've got doubled rooks on the f file. And it's a really nice, flexible move. It's quite a common idea in the Nimzo Indian, but it's been seen in many human games, you know. But yeah, still very, very nice indeed. So after knight a5, white played g4 now. Bishop d7, slightly odd move there. Knight f4, bishop c6. To be honest, that's pretty horrible. Yeah, you know, the bishop on c6. Well, protects the pawn on d5, holds back e3 to e4, but yeah, I mean, it's a really, really nasty square for the bishop, really. So bishop d3 now. Actually, you can just see that black's manoeuvre bishop f5. It was meant to prevent bishop d3, but actually it's just given white a couple of tempi, and now the bishop's ended up on c6. So knight d7, castles, knight b6, and again, you know, you're sort of saying, oof, you know, all this happening whilst you know, things are pointing over here. You know, that's really not good. Of course, you know, I've got to, you know, make it clear that you know, the engines in this game are still ranked 3200, 3300. You know, way stronger than any human player. Only, you know, this is still the, you know, the engine play from a time when humans could, you know, could really point out clear, glaring mistakes. Of course, you know, for a human player to put away Houdini from this position would be very, very tough. You know, again, probably completely impossible. But still, you know, I mean, you can clearly point to you know, some pretty glaring positional mistakes here. So a4 played, rook e8, queen c2. Just this is a very nice thing. I mean, you're just attacking the pawn on h7, and you're going to create a hook to attack. So if you go h6, that means that h4 and g5 will actually hit something, and if you go g6, then well, h4 to h5 will hit something. I mean, it's much easier to hit the black pawn cover if it's closer to you. You know, that's one of the key ideas. So g6, e4. We've managed to get our break. You know, I mean, bishop c6 was meant to sort of protect that, to prevent that, but we've still got our break. And after queen c7, we've got e5. And yeah, this is pretty powerful. So knight ac4. Now a lovely move from Stockfish. h4. The idea is if queen takes, I think we're just going king g2 and then going rook h1, and then we'll probably move the king away again and then play queen h2. That open h file, that's just what you want, really. So black played f6, and then a very nice idea again from Stockfish. Takes, and then g5, just fixing that pawn on g6, which means that you can then attack it with h5. Yeah, I mean, black's defense is already too late. I mean, you've got 3 minor pieces over here, and you know, look at everything that's pointing towards here. You know, it's not surprised that that black is completely lost here. So bishop e8 played, queen h4. Why queen h4? Because now the rook on h2 that was played with this 10 rook a2, Stockfish's great move, rook a2, it comes over to the h file, and we're just threatening to power through. So after g takes h5, g6, bishop g6, bishop takes g6, rook g7, rook g2, takes, rook e8, and now confusingly, at the same time, I think that that Houdini resigned in this position, or there was a TCEC adjudication. Doesn't really matter. A move like bishop h6, for example, attacking the rook, you know, it's just going to be killing. Also, queen h5 is amazingly strong. I don't know which one Stockfish was going to play, but anything would have been good enough. So yeah, lovely little blast from the past there. Going to try and find, you know, some more games like that, just short and sweet with great ideas, and all part of the folklore of the TCEC chat. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope to see you for another video.